This is Eagle Owl, and today I'll be talking about A.J. Brown, DeVonta Smith, probably the most disciplined receivers we ever had. I believe they're the most disciplined receivers in the league. Also, Quinyon Mitchell, loyalty is just simply unmatched. And why Nick Wright is hating, man. But let's get straight into it.
The support is it's through the roof. Away games, home games, away games feel like home games. Even when I'm away from the game, I'm down there in Boca and I got people, Eagle fans, like yelling my name, go Eagles. Like I'm at the park, and the support system is unmatched, man, and I'm loving it.
All right, so let's get straight into it. A.J. Brown officially signed his extension, and he had a few things to say about people that think he's going to leave.
What's up, Eagle Nation? It's AJ Brown. I'm so glad to be here, man. Guys, when I hang my cleats up, it's going to be in that uniform right there, man. I'm so blessed, man. I'm so thankful. Ready for the upcoming season, man. Go Birds.
You see, right? He want to retire at Eagle. A.J. Brown is about to turn 27, if I'm not mistaken, in June. A.J. Brown has been nothing but great in Philadelphia. He even admitted in his press conference like his career took off in Philadelphia. I couldn't agree with him more. Look at his numbers in Tennessee. We knew he was a beast. We knew he was a dog. But in my opinion, Ryan Tannehill just wasn't it. And then he was really in the run first offense. Like it was Derrick Henry than everybody else. Whereas I look at this offense like, yeah, we still a running offense. But A.J. Brown's obviously the first option. Then you go to the DeVonta Smiths and whatever we can do with Jalen Hurts. And now we got Saquon. So it's going to be interesting how we introduce or, put him into the offense. So, yeah, man, A.J. Brown gotta be one of the most disciplined receivers in the league because he said something that was really interesting, and let me play this clip.
Everything. I have this list on my phone. I got notes where I come up with things after I watch film or I think about what I need to get better at and what I want to get better at, what I want to add to my game. Now I'm not gonna discuss, but just having that mentality each and every day to get better, and I know guys, it's not working every single day, and I know they're not working twice a day either, and I'm trying to gain that edge, and I think about it, and I may be able to throw it off to some people, but like I know when guys go on Friday night, they're going out, I'm gonna go work out. Saturday night they're gonna go work out. I mean, they going to party, I'm gonna go work out. Like I'm trying to get that edge, and I'm just trying to have that mentality. I'm trying to gain an inch every single day, and because I know not everybody's doing that. And so when the time,
You see, he said something about like people like to go out Friday nights and Saturday. He like those the days I get the edge over people. Like you want to go party Friday, Saturday night, do what you do. People gonna do what they do, no judging. But while you doing that, I'm working on my craft. I'm working to get better. I'm looking at film for me to get better, and I'm also working out. And I love that for A.J. Brown. It shows why, the Eagles decided to sign him. Why a lot of people say, quote unquote, he like to do antics and this and that. Yeah, he probably like to have a little fun with the fans, mess with the media here and there. But when it buckles down to, playing between the lines, that's what he's about. Like they even asked him about being the highest paid, this and that. He's like, bro, when I'm between those lines, none of that matters.
There's a lot of great receivers in this league, obviously. What's the significance of being the highest paid receiver in the league for you?
nothing, nothing. I want to prove it. Again, that is a blessing. I can say, but we don't play on paper. And nobody cares what's in the bank account when you step between them lines. And so,
I know that.
Also the media wanted to like, if you waited out longer, this and that, you probably could have got more money. And he was just like, yo, like both sides came to an agreement. It worked out for both sides, and he's happy about that. So AJ Brown, it's trending that way that you're going to be an Eagle for life. You know, the Eagles believed in you since day one. You came over, signed an extension. They're like, nah, we're not going to wait to the last year, your deal, this and that. We're going to sign you now. So that showed that the team want to keep him, and that showed that he want to stay because he didn't have to sign any extension. Eagles could have waited it out. You see what's going on with CeeDee Lamb and those boys. Waited it out and figured it out from there. But Eagles really want him to stay in Philadelphia. They want to keep that tandem together. But he talked about DeVonta Smith too, how happy he was for DeVonta Smith, and let me play that clip.
Is it a little bit sweeter that he gets his big deal, you get another big deal?
Yeah, I'm gonna send Smitty a little present soon. He'll get it soon. But yeah, man, I was so excited for him. You know, he deserves it. He's an incredible player. You know, I enjoy playing next to him. He makes my job easier.
You see, man, these dudes are brothers. They are brothers, man. And while I was looking up DeVonta Smith, an old clip came up about DeVonta Smith, and he talked about being invited to parties, this and that in college. He like, yo, I only went to 2. That just lets you know DeVonta Smith is also another disciplined receiver. But let me play that clip for you.
2 parties in college?
Yeah.
Tuscaloosa ain't like that. We've been to Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa is not like that, bro.
You're an All-American. You getting 3 tubs in the first half of a national championship game. You can't slide to a party and enjoy the ambiance of being the Heisman damn trophy winner?
Nah, man, that was never my vibe, you know. The 2 I went to one after the Natty just because, you know, Water now. Just, man, come on, you got to come out, man. So I just went out, and then the other time, I think it was after the Natty my freshman year, and it was just like, them was the only 2 times. Big, like, stuff like that, that was the only reason. But other than that, nah, it ain't no thing.
You're a small town dude, though. And speaking of the Natty, if you are a young wide receiver, especially at the point you're playing in the national championship, only play the first half, go for 215 against Ohio State, Devontae Adams tweeted, like, if you're going to misspell my name, I want you to spell it that way.
And that's why I believe these two are the best tandem. While they play slightly different on the field, personalities and stuff like that, it's pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same. DeVonta Smith will have a little fun with the media. He'll go at Dan Sileo and stuff like that. But when it comes down to between those lines, they going to play. And obviously they making their money, right? So salute to them too, man. I believe they the best in business. You know, a lot of people say Tyreek Hill and Waddle, maybe T. Higgins and Chase and this and that. To me, when it comes down to it, I believe it's AJ Brown and DeVonta Smith. The stats show it. The winnings show it. They not disgruntled with each other, unlike other organizations with they tandems. I'm not going to mention those other organizations, but our tandem is the best on and off the field. And that's a fact, though. That's a fact. It's a fact. All right, so let's talk about Quinyon Mitchell. While speaking of loyalty and things like that, Quinyon Mitchell comes off to me. If he plays at a high level, he's going to be an Eagle for a long time. Because Howie Roseman said something on like why he picked Quinyon Mitchell and how the board fell. And let me play this clip.
Made Quinyon Mitchell the guy, and did need have anything to do with it if there was a tackle or an offensive lineman there that you could have taken?
Yeah, I think you get to the point where if grades are the same, you look at your board and it goes, it's vertical and it's horizontal, and you kind of look across, and if you have the same grades on guys, and then you start getting into other factors. You get into character, you get into mentality, you get into position, and all those things check out when you talk about him, and so it was a pretty easy pick for us at 22.
You see, he probably had people like in that same range as Quinyon Mitchell, but it came down to intangibles and this and that, and that's why he picked them. And the clip that been circulating is about the Alabama thing with Nick Saban. Like, yo, we've been waiting for him to enter the transfer portal, but he never did. He probably could have got millions from NIL deals and this and that. But he stayed with the team that believed in him since day one. He stayed with that team. And let me play that clip of his interview with John Clark.
Nick Saban revealed tonight that at Alabama, the transfer portal, the number one guy they were waiting on to see if he would enter the transfer portal was you.
Oh, for real?
He said that. So you decided to stick with Toledo.
Yeah.
How come?
Just money and other opportunities, they're just not bigger than relationships. Relationships I had at Toledo, they're just so strong, so that's why I stayed. I love those guys. I love everybody in the organization, so just the relationships.
See, Unmatched, you can't buy it. That's something you can't buy. Loyalty. Again, back to A.J. Brown, DeVonta Smith. Now you got a young guy, Quinyon Mitchell. If he plays at a high level, which I believe he can, it's going to be an Eagle for life. And Howie Roseman going to take care of him on the money side. So I don't think we're going to shortchange him or anything like that. I believe the game and the loyalty somewhat comes first to him. And of course, he want to get rewarded for it. And which Howie is known for doing. He can be an Eagle for life, man. He really can. So it's up to him. Do what he have to do. And I think Howie, who I believe it was a tough call, I honestly think it came between him and Terrion Arnold. And that's why they took so long to make the pick. But I think that loyalty, staying with the one school, you know, that grit, like to be coached hard, I think that got him slightly over the hump over Terrion Arnold, who I believe Terrion Arnold, I think he went to Detroit. He's going to be great there. But I think we got one in Quinyon Mitchell too. Not only the tangibles on the field, but the intangibles off the field. So, yeah, man. That jump just cannot be bought. But I love it. I love people with that mentality in Philadelphia. Right, so let's talk about Nick Wright hating on the big man, big pimping, Howie Roseman. No, Howie Roseman been getting a lot of praise because he been drafting really well. And let's listen to what Nick Wright had to say.
Their GM, Howie Roseman, and maybe this is smart, tends to be, his draft mimics the consensus media big boards more than any other GM, which is why every year people are like, Howie did it again, because he's doing what the media big boards would have done. He even said in his press conference after the third round pick, Jalen Jalix Hunt, pardon me, that, man, I almost texted Daniel Jeremiah asking him to take him off his best available list because I didn't want someone else to draft him. I was like, Howie, I'm not sure if other GMs are really scouring Daniel Jeremiah, because here's what we don't do as much. Because I think he's a sharp GM, and I think trading back is smart, and I think getting extra draft picks are smart. But a lot of the picks that we have talked about, wow, this guy was the 9th player on everyone's board, and he went 30th. Those didn't work out. Like, if you go back and look at it, it's like Keely Ringo, Nakobe Dean. Last year, he got Nolan Smith at 30. Howie did it again. Anybody heard from him? Jordan Davis, they got him at 12. He's been okay. Right. Like Andre Dillard was a first-round pick that didn't work out. We know Jalen Reagor, 1 pick in front of Justin Jefferson. So I don't know that he's as great as we all think the day after the draft when it comes to picking the players. I do think he's great at acquiring extra value by trading down and, you know what I mean, getting surplus picks and that stuff. But there are a lot of guys that slide, and then the Eagles pick them, and then the media's like, well, I thought that guy was better than that, so he gets an A+. That does tend to happen a lot.
This is where Nick Wright is wrong, because he mentioned like Andre Dillard, this and that. Andre Dillard is the guy he picked when he didn't really listen to anybody, right? When he start really listening to people like, yo, we need to go like at the bigger schools, make the smarter pitch, stop trying to be the smartest guy in the room. I think that started from DeVonta Smith on. And Howie, yes, he is right. Always been good with trades, but he's getting better with picks. And that's what make Howie dangerous. That's what make Howie dangerous, because he's getting better picking the players, and he's really listening to his guys. Like the Jalen Hunt. A lot of people don't like the pick. I don't know why, but he listens to Fangio. Like Fangio's like, this is my favorite guy. Let's go get him. And that's what he did. That's what Howie did. And I think it was a little unfair. He also mentioned like Keely Ringo and Nolan Smith, right? A guy that was literally begging for Nolan Smith to come to Kansas City. He's a rookie, right? I mean, he was backing up Hassan Reddick and Josh Sweat the year prior, had double-digit sacks, one of the best duos come off the edge. Of course, we knew Nolan Smith had to sit back and learn. Then he mentioned Keely Ringo. Keely Ringo was backing up a guy that was just an All-Pro in James Bradbury and Darius Slay, who was a Pro Bowler, not only the year before, but last year as well. So I think mentioning those two was completely unfair. But that's what Nick Wright going to do, man. He was definitely wrong about what he said about Howie Roseman. Talking about he get praised because how the board falls. You can't, like Nick Wright, you can't lie, man. That Cooper DeJean pick was something, man. Let's go back to DeVonta Smith with something. Jordan Davis, do he got, a little bit to learn, or not really even to learn? He just got to get the stamina right. Jordan Davis can play. That was a decent pick. Now, I do believe we should have got Kyle Hamilton, but the Jordan Davis thing was a good pick when you look back at it, because now Fletcher Cox is gone. Now you're okay with the defensive tackles, but Jordan Davis do have to step up. I agree with that, but to say like that was a bad pick, no. Jalen Carter, come on. Everybody collapsed the end of the season with the Eagles, but Jalen Carter is one of those ones. And we'll see with Quinyon Mitchell. We will see with Cooper DeJean and these guys. We will see. But so far, he picked the right guys. But hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel about the news today? I believe this is going to be a little long one, but I always got to give y'all the updates. But this is Eagle Al. I'm up.